Well, here we are. Let's chat. New host with the most. How good? Mr. Berry. Unfortunately not available this week, Dyno. Something to do with agency and fees.
Yeah,
so in best traditions of community rugby, we've gone in-house and I've taken the chance.
Absolutely. Welcome, Bob.
Dane, nice to have you on board.
Thank you.
We haven't got anyone else to introduce, so I think we're good to go.
Absolutely.
What have we got this week, mate? Do a roundup of Prem's grades, couple of good matchups last weekend, and more importantly, how we line up going into the back end of the season. We'll obviously preview a little bit on the Force, how they're lining up for the big match against the Rebels, and a little bit on Dev Watch and what we've got coming up this weekend.
Perfect.
Yep. All right. Well, let's kick off. Let's go to round 9. Premier grade, the big results. First game was Basie, 24, defeated by the Cavs, 28. Big win there for the Cavs.
It was. I think last week I tipped Basie just to get up, but it was going to be a close one. But yeah, Cavs obviously put in the effort. We know they were playing really well in the first few halves, putting teams under a lot of pressure, and then they decided to turn on for 80 minutes, and then they got the result.
Yeah, good effort there from the combined lads from the South, Mandurah and Rocky. Basie, Brandon Olo played pretty well, former Perth Gold, very physical, I understand, but the Coastal Cavs centre pairing of James Petherick and Zachary the Mullet Nicholson were the difference between the two sides. Good work there, Cavs. Look forward to seeing where we can get with the balance of the season. Next game was the big match-up in the north, the king of the north between Wanneroo and Joondalup. This stems back a number of years now. Some of all the games on the day, not just the Prem's grade, which is important. Note includes junior rugby, leading that model of one club. Fantastic effort. So apparently getting into the Prem's grade, Joondalup were one up on the day, but Wanneroo got there, 43 over Joondalup 25.
Yeah, and Nick Neary on commentary is obviously a fan of the show. He heard us talk about Grayson scoring try.
Yep.
And he ended up doing it pretty early on in the game. So yeah, good word by Wanneroo there and Grayson and the boys. Yeah,
fantastic. I think Robert Storts from Wanneroo was man of the match there. So well done, Wanneroo. And really important how that keeps them into the top 8. But we'll get to that when we get to the roundup of this coming weekend's matches. Next one, bit of an upset according to you, Dane. UW 61 over Arcs 14. I understand there was a little bit of banter back from the UW lads, just reminding you of your tip.
Scoreline's probably a bit flattering there for UW. I think they made it a bit tough for themselves.
Yeah.
I like to say I gave them a bit of motivation for that game, and we'll look at tips for this week, but I think they may have another tough one ahead of them this week.
Yeah.
So well done.
No, yep. That's one way to keep yourself popular. Well done. But it was a good win for the students. It keeps them right up in contention, so we'll look forward to it. Arcs struggling a little bit for depth, which always makes it hard to compete at the Prem's grade. If you can't have that sort of depth in numbers, it's a challenge. All right, next game, a big one there. Pally, 23, defeated Kalamunda, 14.
Yep.
Big effort from Reece Anapu, named in the team of the week. Pally there. And a bit of a wrecking ball in the front row for Kala from Malachi Tuapolotu.
Yeah, Reece should be playing well. He had a bit of a rest early on in the year. Decided to take a few weeks off, and then Jackson Bond, I guess for Kalamunda there, he was Colt of the Month, which is a special mention for Kalamunda. But in the Prem's grade, he has played quite well when he's come on for them.
Yeah, it's interesting. Rumours around the grounds that many of the Prem's grades, when they see Jackson come on, start to worry a little bit. Very physical, great effort from the young man.
I would do.
Well done. Yep. Pally in the top 4 for the first time this season as well. And again, as we look to the back end, that'll be really crucial for them.
Yeah.
All right, then the next one, a big matchup between Soaks and Netties. Not often you see a Soaks scoreline 40 defeating Netherlands 13. So as an old Soaks bloke, I was pretty happy down there. Good win for them. They're looking pretty solid at the back end, and it bumps them well up on the ladder. It was interesting to see. You could see that Netties are struggling a little bit with depth. They had to have a few veterans out there to hold some places.
Yeah,
Ra was out there. So a great effort on his behalf. That's true club, but obviously a little tough for them this year, and they've got a hard run home, Dyno, so it'll be interesting to see. And that was the Rugby WA Cup first defence there for Soaks. They'll have another one at home, and then it'll go on the road in the last round. All right, moving on. Wests 57 over the Lions 10. That's bringing Wests up into the top 4,
yes.
And that top 4 really tight at the moment. So it's one of those Wests traits. They always come good at this business end of the season, Dane. They'll rumble through and they'll be very competitive, I reckon.
And I think a few teams are probably looking at where they'll finish if they do get into that top 4. You don't want to be playing probably cot at this stage. Soaks isn't any easier though, so I think West will really be hoping they can nail down that 3rd position.
Yeah, look, and it's interesting as we'll reflect on the actual positions 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all still in there at the moment. Yep. Anyway, hopefully we'll see the Lions still keep competing to the end. They're a strong culture at the club. I'm sure they will. All right, and then a big win for the Gulls. Probably predicted this one. Cottesloe 87 over Curtin 10. Reflects their top of the table position. Benny Grant in the team of the week for consecutive weeks, so he's obviously hitting a bit of form and just benefiting from that full-time sort of status and program he's working on. I think.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and I think they also I know they rested Tobias Hoskins, their captain, probably just trying to freshen up for the back end of the year because they do have a couple of games which wouldn't derail them, but could put a bit of a dent in their armour. So he rested, and I'm sure he'll be back this week, ready to go. Yeah,
look, and Tobbs was off on a modelling weekend, I think, wasn't he, Dane? Trying on some kit and clothes. Anyway, enough of that. We don't want to be too frivolous here. Let's talk a little bit of Super Rugby. Dyno, this is a big matchup for the Force. It's their last game. We haven't been able to get enough of those tight games go our way, but all commentary around and noted commentary, including from Rugby WA patron Jeff Stuke, and I know he sent them a message of support, being highly commendable in how they fought it out, came into something that was a different level, and all credit to them. So. The big one for them, they're on Saturday, 1 p.m. our time, so out at McDonald Jones. They went down to the Brumbies last week, 31-14, but again, it's one of those sort of games that in the 60th minute they were still in there, and really fought it out. But this game has a bit of feeling in it, Dane.
Hopefully. I'm sure the boys would know about what happened with the competition between us and the Rebels back in the day. Yeah, look,
we 2 clubs, bit of history around that. There's obviously a few lads that have come out of WA, so in one sense it's nice to see them playing, but in another it'd be great to knock up because it's actually important for the Rebs. They need to win by 4+ points to secure that 3rd finals spot. I've never heard a commentary during the week from Waratahs saying go Force, but I did this week.
Yes.
All right.
I think another big one there is that Dom Hardman is on the bench. Dom Hardman at West Scarborough clubman,
Yeah.
and is potentially get his debut if he gets on.
Yeah, that'd be
So,
great to
really
see.
good.
And again, it's that whole story of a pathway,
Yes.
an aspirational for all levels. Byron Ralston also gets a run back, and he's been a bit of a success story in terms of his try scoring. So we're looking for a win. Plenty of history between the two sides. And in our rugby rivalries series, we've got the production team at the Force, and this is what they've put together.
Here we go. It's on, the rivalry. Oh, they're bringing the ruckus, these two sides.
It'd just really top off the season to finish with a win.
So heading into this weekend, I think the guys are, raring to go. It's going to be an upfront battle and something you can't shy away from.
This is our last opportunity really to showcase to Australian rugby what we can produce as a franchise.
And Ralston scores! Run, Ronnie, run!
I think it's going to be very physical. There's a lot of motivation. The last game was a real arm wrestle, so I'm no doubt this game will have the same emotions.
It's a try! The Rebels win it! In super time!
When you come so close like that and you go into the super time and you're so close, but we knew that we could have come away with the win. So heading into this weekend, I think that's extremely promising.
Obviously, last game of the season for us, just really want to cap it off on a high.
The Force, a real chance. Set this up beautifully.
It's built quite nicely to this final game against the Rebels, where we're just going to put everything into it. This week we've just focused on us and what we can do to win the game. If there's sort of one game this year that I wanted to win, it's definitely this one.
What's going on? Whoa!
For us, we're just going out there to play our footy and to be a part of the Western Force's first win in Super Rugby, coming back since 2017, it'd be massive.
We know it's a new round, a new game, so anything can happen.
There we go. Hey, some good footage there, Dyno. As a back, I love to see backs joining in for one of those stimulating pushover, fall over the line tries.
Because you know what to do there, don't
Yeah,
you, Robbie?
how good. Pick and go. One of the best things ever. All right, hey, let's talk a little bit of our community and development stuff, Dyno. There's always lots going on, so it's not always known in the community. So there's a couple of bits around some schools rugby. Do you want to have a chat? There's Aaron Moore and Thornley.
Yeah, Aaron Moore play Thornleys. They've had a couple of games this year, which I've been fortunate enough to go out and watch, and they're playing again this Tuesday out at Curtin University at 4 p.m. So if people want to come watch that, their first teams are playing and the Year 7s are playing, so a good comparison.
That's a pretty good rivalry, isn't it?
Oh, massive, and it's two really good schools, a lot of players that have come through our pathway and in these teams at the moment. So Marley Pierce, a lot of people would know about Marley, who won Colt of the Month.
Yep.
And a number of other players from both schools who are really good up-and-comers.
And a lot of those people, those kids playing in those schools are actually already in some of our club competitions as well, which is really good to see. And it'll be part of where we'll try and take, the vision of Andrew Forrest and build up on that level of schools. But the other schools comp we've got some work in and around is PSA Dyno.
Absolutely, yeah. PSA have been going quite well. They've had a really jam-packed season this year because of COVID. And reducing the number of fixtures just to get a bit of a good comp in, and it's coming up to their final round this weekend, which will be some really good games. Scotch are out in front in the comp at the moment, undefeated, so good work to Scotch. I don't think they have it sewed up because they've got Hale right there behind them.
It'll be tough, and look, they're old rivalries, and that standard of comp plays to a level that really rises when you come up against old grudge matches like that.
Yeah.
All right. We also got Northern School Sevens.
Yes.
What's that about, mate?
So the Northern Schools comp run by you got Queen's Baptist, St Mark's, Prindiville, Joseph Banks up there playing in their 7th tournament. They haven't expanded their numbers because they're slowly growing the sport, but they had their finals on Wednesday. Again, I went down and had a look, and Queen's Baptist in all 3 age groups, all 3 divisions, took home the trophy. So really good credit to them. And Christian Joubert, who a lot of people might know from UW playing days. He also did at Joondalup, and he's a teacher out at the school. So credit to him and the boys for winning all 3 divisions, but a real credit to all the teachers and students up there who are continuing rugby up in that region. And coming up on Friday the 11th,
Yep.
up at Joondalup Brothers Rugby Club, there'll be at the Northern Schools Night Carnival, sevens with boys and girls playing.
Fantastic.
So there's upwards of about 30 girls, 35 girls playing, and boys as well, upwards of about 150. So
Okay.
if you want to head up to Joondalup and have watch
And
that.
look, you know, it's all just part of the whole development picture. It's not always known about, but it is part of what we try and do. And then the other part is getting into those, you know, new to rugby, the young kids in the Rugby Roos programs, and we've got a couple of clubs going to run a few programs over the next month or so.
Yeah, definitely. And last night we had Kalamunda kick it off at their club. Lane Mandan running around as the head of that program and leading it with Barry as well, who president of the juniors. And they had 26 kids run around.
And they're all new kids to the game.
All new kids.
Fantastic.
Brothers of people playing already, younger ones, but new to the game. So great work there by Lane, and we'll continue for the next 4 weeks there. We're going to the local schools to get more people in. So yeah, if you're in that area, sign up on rugbyroos.com. And there will be.
Who else has got something coming up?
So we've got Wanneroo, who
Yep.
will have a holiday clinic as well. So dates to be confirmed shortly, but that also will go on our Rugby Roos website.
Okay, and I think also out in one of our regional hubs out in Gero, the mighty Tiger Sharks are going to be running one.
Yes.
And also the other regional one we've got coming up, Bloody Slow Cup.
Yeah.
Eh? Great little name. Up in Newman, weekend in October. We've been checking. This is to support the WA Police Services in commemoration of a number of policemen who died in a light plane crash while in service. But it's been a regular event for us. We do the development work, some school stuff, and then culminates in the big matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of that big matchup also includes the local juniors, under 11-12, playing against the Perth Bayswater juniors that go up each year, again, as support of this Police Legacy event in Newman. So they'll have their regular game, annual Len Snee Cup.
Fantastic.
As well as there'll be a girls fixture this year as well, which has been really highly sought after.
Good. Really looking forward to that. That's just one of the regional hubs we visit with the whole dev team. The other thing's been going on, continued with the whole coaching work, and on Wednesday evening, the launch of the Junior Coaching Council there, led by Steve, A. Anderson and Dylan Parsons. A great initiative, trying to get into the junior coaching level, build on the same sort of philosophy and networking we've been having a go at in the senior level. 30-odd coaches there on
really
Wednesday.
good.
Sounds like it was a great evening, great initiative. And if you want to find out more, just get in touch with Dylan here. There's opportunity for all junior coaching if you want to learn, build on the network, and work with your peers. Fantastic. All right. So, Dyno, let's get into the preview of round 10.
Yes.
So round 10 of total of 13, so last 4 matches. So a number of these have some genuine bearing on where people finish. Remembering the split prems is the top 4, so you play out for the premiership final if you're in position 1 to 4, and then position 5 to 8 play out in the championship final. And there's some real positional changes on the line over these next weeks. So let's go. Match of the round, our live stream, and part of making sure every club gets an opportunity to host and have that chance with the live stream. Southern Lions and Pally down there at Success. The Lions are always pretty solid at home. They haven't tasted a great deal of the points this year, and Pally, sitting in 4th on 29 points, will be pretty keen for a big win there, Dano.
Definitely, and I think coming off that win against Calla last week, Pally will definitely have the wind in their sails. I think Pally will get up reasonably comfortably here, but I think in the back end of the game, that's when they'll really run away with it.
Yeah, they've worked hard on sort of that transition of some of their youth, so they'll have some good fitness and legs. But hopefully, hope the Lions will do themselves and the mighty team down there at Success are proud. So wish them the best of luck, but I think you're probably right.
Yep.
Pally for me too. All right, next match is Cavs v Arcs. This is the battle of 12 and 14. So probably not much in the ladder position here, but certainly bragging rights, and Arcs haven't really been able to hit their straps this year. I'm sure this one they'll be targeting though, although the Cavs will be looking for back-to-backs.
I think Cavs will go back-to-back here, Bobby. I don't think they'll let this one slip. Ox, and I know the boys there, Russell and the rest of the boys will be putting everything into it as they normally do.
Yeah.
But I think, Cavs probably be a bit too strong, especially with that win under their belt last week.
Yeah, look, I think so. And Meadow Springs, great little ground there. Really enjoy watching the footy down there. It's a great setup. So, probably for me, Cavs as well.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Now, this one's a big one. Calla in 9th.
Yep.
Wanneroo 8th. Hartfield Park. So, the Roo Dogs have got to travel. And this one, this keeps them in touch. A win here for Wanneroo.
Yep.
Keeps them in touch, So Wanneroo in 8th place, 23 points. Calla 9th on 17, so Calla need a win in order to at least get up in a level for some level of playoff.
Yeah.
Might be a step too far. What are your thoughts? Wanneroo cock a hoop after King of the North, I reckon.
I think it's a tough place to win, though, for Wanneroo out at Hartfield. So I think Calla, again, will probably challenge up front, as they normally do.
Yep.
Standard. Calla it probably will put Wanneroo under a bit of pressure. I don't see it being all Wanneroo one way. I think if they win, they'll probably win by less than 5.
Yeah, look, that's a pretty good call. So you're going Roo Dogs?
Roo Dogs.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Calla here because I reckon at Hartfield Park, they've really worked hard out there this year, new change rooms and everything. They're building, a good sense of the club, and they also come home strong.
Yep.
Build up that fitness and team play. So I reckon Calla might cause an upset there, and I know that'll please Francis, but we like to have that sort of dialogue.
If they unleash Jackson though on Wanneroo,
oh,
could be
Jackson,
something,
yes.
yeah.
Well, let's look forward to hearing about that.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Look, this is probably a little bit of an easy one to call. Cottesloe at home, first place on the ladder. V Basie, 10th.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Go
controversial, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cottesloe will be too strong. I think this could be another one. Pretty comfortable win by 15 plus.
Yeah.
Basie, I think last week's loss would have hit them pretty hard.
Yeah, I think they would have really set themselves for that one, so they will be disappointed. Anyway, look, 4 rounds to play. No one ever gives up. Always try hard there from Basie, so we'll see where that goes. But I think you're right. The top of the table at home, probably a bit much, but we'll look forward to seeing how it goes on the weekend. Look, the next one. This is a pearler. This is UW Netherlands at McGillivray.
Yep.
UW 7th.
Yes.
Netty 6th. There's only 2 points. Netty 6 on 27, so they're still very much, so the whole ladder, if we look at here, 1 and 2, Cott 43, Soaks 39, and then a bit of a gap. Westies 29, Pally 29, Joondalup 28, Netty's 27, UW 25. So this really has a bearing. These guys are definitely in the chance to get up in that top 4.
Yeah, and I think between the two, Netty's, UW, I'll go with my old club, Nedlands, to get up over UW. I think, like I said, they were a bit lucky to get that blowout win last week in Tark. So the boys won't go
There's
back
no
to back.
tongue in
Won't
cheek
go back to
whatsoever
back.
here, boys. He is deadly serious, let me tell you. Alex and the Sullivan boys down there at UW. Yep. Let me tell you, I'm going for UW. Just saying, all right? We don't need chance.
Zero
Bob,
chance.
I get enough negativity. It's okay. All right, so that's a big one. That will be a great matchup there. Next matchup, Curtin, 13th, Posse hosting 2 Soaks on the ladder down at Edinburgh there. Tough match.
Very tough.
For the Goats, I reckon.
Gee whiz, but it'll be one hell of an after party there at Curtin. They always are a good club to end up with a few drinks afterwards. They're very social. And
only responsibly, of course,
Absolutely,
Dane. Alcohol,
absolutely.
think again.
And I think, Soaks and Curtin, this will be, Soaks win, but, Curtin definitely never give up. And, getting a couple of points against Cott is good, like really good for that club.
Yeah.
from where they
Look,
are.
and they have done a great job. They've really stepped up in their second year here in Prems. I congratulate the whole team down there. They work hard and they do make an effort to host and be hospitable.
Absolutely.
So congratulations to you, Curtin. And of course, Soaks just need to be a little careful, get this back in, a bit of complacency. Anyway, we'll see where it goes, but I think Soaks will probably be too strong there. And then in our last match, this is a big one. Joondalup, 5th position, West's 3rd, up at HBF Arena there. So Joondalup hosting. West starting to get a bit of fire on.
Yeah.
We made a comment about them coming home strong. And but Joondalup, they were in a tight one last week, bounced back. They were well top of the ladder, or strong on the ladder there for first 6 or 7 rounds, and then a couple of losses over the last few weekends sort of put a little wobble into them. What do you think?
It was a bit of that question: is can they compete against that top end teams? Mm-hmm. This will be a big challenge for them, and I know the boys up there will really be giving it a fair crack to get into that top 4.
Yeah.
Once you're in there, you just got to keep playing there. But I think against West should get up.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't count Joondalup out. This is going to go down to the wire, this one. It's only just. It's not anything else. But I think West by 2.
Yeah, look, I'm probably inclined to go with you there, Dane. Again, you've seen them over the years. Westies are always sort of good.
Yeah.
They've got that composure to the back end. A few heads up there who know how to win in the tight games.
Yep.
Joondalup still young, still sort of keen and building. It can go either way, but probably West by nose.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I just wanted to add a couple. Obviously, we've got our women's comp hitting on. Bit of a disappointment this year. Don't get us wrong. We are we're not happy that we've dropped down to the 3 teams. And really, it is a 2-horse race there between the Wanneroo Divas on 24 points and Calla Queens on 21. So again, bagging rights there, but looking to see if we can build up what we've been doing with these junior girls. They are continuing their Friday night tournaments.
Yep.
Tonight up at Wanneroo, anytime from 6 o'clock on. And it is part of how you cover off problems. Is you got to build. You can't just silver bullet this sort of stuff. And also in the Colts grade, bit of heating up there. Joondalup 2nd on 32. They're hosting Soaks 4th, and they're sort of coming up to the back end where Joondalup have been very strong through the year, so they'll be pretty confident. And Netties and UWA in 5th and 6th. Yep. Still outside chance of finals, but we'll need to do pretty well over the remaining rounds.
Yep.
And a big shout out to the mighty Tiger Sharks from Gero. They're making the road trip from Gero to Bunbury Barbarians. Now that is the spirit of rugby. Good work, you lads.
Could be travel factor in that one.
Yeah. Belt up, boys. Make sure you belt up. It's a long road trip. We won't talk about the trip home. All right, and a couple of other little bits before we do our TMO clip. Grand final hosting submissions are in. We'll be able to announce who's hosting that next week. And then semi-final applications will be sought, and that's where the ladder positions still do have a relevance there. Reminder: we made an effort to just touch up with the community about referees. Abuse is not okay. Reminder on behaviour. Some better outcomes through the week. So thank you for responding. Respect the game, respect the call. We don't have a game without them, and ask you just to play your part and call it out if you see some behaviours that aren't helpful. All right, last but not least, Dano, TMO clip of the week. What have we got here?
Cottesloe prop, doing some just Cottesloe prop things, Bobby. Yeah. What props do, really?
Mossy Waka, right? Yep. A triple cut-out pass and then a finish. How good?
Sounds like me.
Rugby's... Let's begin. Now then.
That's Piri Whipper.
Piri
Bobby.
Whipper, how good. Look,
What a try.
dribble cut out, passed and support for all you young players out there. It's a small mantra you may have heard, bellowed from the sideline by a couple of coaches. No good passing and watching. He followed, he came back in, finished it off, stepped, and surged over the line.
I think he should play 10.
All right, we'll leave that for the coaches. We're only
absolutely.
commentators here, Dyno. All right, and look, that's it for our week. Don't forget, great deals from our great sponsors there. Plenty of good coffee and I believe some other sort of
They have the best pies in Perth over at the corner store, Bobby.
corner store.
Absolutely the best pies.
Fantastic. All right, thanks, Dyno.
Thanks, Bobby.
You know, in the absence of Dave, we've tried our best. Dave, remember your fees?
Who's
We're
Dave
just going to
Barry?
have to watch. Who's Dave?
Who's Dave Barry?
Anyway, thanks, Dane. It's
Thanks,
good
Bob.
night from he and good night from him. Cheers.
Yeah.